Good evening, everybody. My name is Kevin Starkey, the Managing Director and owner of Darkwood Studio Record Label Service, First Nations Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander record label service in Australia. Today, I would like to pay my respects and acknowledge the traditional owners of the country in which we're performing and recording on today, which are the Gubbi Gubbi and Kabi Kabi language groups. I would like to take this moment to pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and future. I would also like to take this time to pay my respects to the off-country elders, past, present and future, and emerging families that have been brought to this country and now live and exist within this country. I'd like to take this moment to thank everybody for respecting the culture of the Gubbi Gubbi Kabi Kabi language groups. Thank you.
Hey, and welcome to the Turn Up Summit. I'm David Dean, and today I've got Brendan, the guitarist, and Baxter, the drummer from local Sunshine Coast band Irikanji with us. They're one of the showcase acts that you've just seen probably some footage from. And today we're going to talk about how to best write an effective bio or press release. Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. David, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah.
I'm pretty good too.
Yeah, I was waiting for a response. So we're going to first start with the bio. So you want to read that out from your phone?
Yeah, I can read our bio out. Irikanji are a three-piece rock band from the Sunshine Coast and have been writing explosive, riff-driven songs ever since meeting in high school. Singer and bass player Murray Law has been described as abstract and dangerous, with a voice that soars higher than an eagle and a bass deeper than Mariana's Trench. Guitarist and songwriter Brendan Statham has harnessed the energy of a black hole to write some of the heaviest and most pulsing riffs this side of Diamond City. Drummer Baxter Shorten meditated for 3 weeks in the Himalayas so he could tap into the ether and play some of the grooviest drum beats ever to have been played by a mortal. Together, this band is an exciting and highly original young act with hints of Black Sabbath-inspired stoner rock, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard-inspired psych rock, and Clutch-inspired heavy funk thrown into the cocktail that is Irikanji.
Cool. So it's got a couple of influences there. That was one of the things, because I actually read a different bio. So have you added some more, or can you add some more, who your influences are between the three of you that make up the Irikanji sound?
Yeah, I think we could add some more. Baxter, is there any other influences you'd want to add?
For me, I'm never sure who I'm really channeling in my influences. I just like taking inspiration from whatever I find is good, you know. So I don't know.
Yeah, we all listen to so much different music. It's kind of hard to narrow it down to just a few key artists to add into a bio. But I feel like, because I write a lot of the songs, those three bands I mentioned are big ones for me. But I can definitely add more.
Yeah, it's normally good to probably have maybe 5 or 6, I think. It's probably a good thing, so I'm sure you can come up with, I don't know if you can come up with them now or whether you've prepared them or not.
Yeah, we like to play funk every now and then, and a funk band that's really influenced me is an American band called Wolfpack. They're great, kind of old school funks type stuff, and that inspires a lot of my funk stuff. And on the heavier front, there's a stoner metal band called Sleep that influences a lot of the heavier riffs we tend to play. So I can definitely add both of those in.
Because it's just good always to say, influences that people have an idea. And the other thing too is also sometimes have for fans of at the bottom, so people know. You'll see it on CDs when you go into record stores and stuff like that. Have you seen that before?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
So it gives the listener for a new band an idea of who they sound like, so they already know or have a bit of an idea. The big thing is the name, because you guys were called Linchpin, weren't you?
Yeah, we were, but we went through a name change at the beginning of the year.
And what was the reason for that?
We took a 1-year kind of hiatus, not intentionally. We just stopped playing together because Murray was at uni, our bass player, and Baxter and me were playing in a different band that was taking up our time. And then when we eventually got back together, when that band ended, we just felt the Linchpin name was a bit outdated.
Okay.
And we wanted to kind of
reinvent ourselves.
Yeah, reinvent ourselves a bit. And we're kind of slowly writing new songs and replacing the old ones, except for a few key ones that we really like.
Yeah, and so the Irikanji name, when you search for that online, when I search for that online, you actually come up against about 2 or 3 other bands, one in Australia, and I think there's one in America with the same name. So I'm wondering if there's any chance you could either change it, or the best thing to add another word to the band, because you're in the early stages of developing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Baxter, you got mistaken for someone from one of the other Irikanji bands, didn't you?
Apparently there was a band called Irikanji that were like very heavy metal, like deathcore inspired from, I think they were studying at JMC or something.
Okay, yeah.
And yeah, he thought I was like one of them, and I was like, oh no, I'm not.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so after that happened, I kind of have been thinking about possibly... I like the Irikanji name, but yeah, adding something else to it. And I was thinking maybe instead of just Irikanji, we could be like Flying Irikanji.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that sounded pretty
That's
cool.
a pretty cool name. Because you're in the stages now, and I think that would be good so people can actually search and find you straight away.
Yeah, wouldn't be too drastic of a change to change it at the moment, because it's pretty early on.
So that might be something to add to the bio and press release. So with the new name that you've come, or the adding to the Irikanji, have you guys had a look online to see if there's anyone else actually named that? Because that's a good idea. Before you actually change or add the name to search it, there is no one else, because we want to be able to find you as soon as we search in Flying Irikanji.
Yeah, I haven't had a look yet, but I definitely will before we make the confirmed change. And if there is another band with Flying Irikanji, we'll pick something else.
Irikanji flying.
There you go. Or the Irikanji, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's always a way to put it there. And then the band, you could have the Irikanji band for like Facebook, or there's a lot of people that put music or band after the end if there's someone else that's got a similar name. But it's ideal not to have the same name as anyone. It is very hard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll
So
try and
look into
find.
that and come back to us and let us know how you go.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
So, is there a backstory on the band? We need some more info in there of what's happened in the past with you guys. Any interesting kind of comments or stories that can go along with the band?
I guess the only really funny story we have from our past is we got kicked off stage at the Dewporth Tavern once for being too loud. It was like who was it? Debbie Parsons was
Yeah.
like putting a thing on, and all the acts leading up to us were like acoustic acts, and we were the only band. And 2 songs in, we got kicked off stage for being too loud.
Did they know that? That you were-
Yeah, they'd seen us play before. We'd done something with her before, but the gamblers and the punters at the Dewporth complained about the
Okay.
volume, and we got kicked off stage halfway through our set.
What's something cool that people should know about your music? And like, are you a serious band, or like to have fun and stuff like that, or a mixture of both?
I think we take our music fairly serious, but we don't take ourselves too seriously, and we kind of like to have a bit of fun with the lyrics and kind of write some tongue-in-cheek, semi-jokey songs that sound serious,
Yeah.
but when you actually look into the words, they're not that serious. Like, one of our songs is called Moses is Definitely Dead, and it's about the fact that maybe Moses was an alien rather than someone in the Bible. It's just a silly idea I came up with when I was
Yeah.
18.
So
Yeah.
maybe you need to somehow write something like that in the bio, like something like a serious band, but we don't take ourselves seriously all the time, as we like to have fun and write tongue-in-cheek songs about certain issues, and you could write what the issues are there most likely.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, definitely.
The other thing too is to have a look at some other bands' bios. Have you read other ones to see what they're like as well?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think a big thing that a lot of bands mention in their bios is kind of like other bigger bands they've played with, but it was kind of hard for us because we haven't played with too many super notable other acts. There's a few, but no one super notable.
Even if it's just 1 or 2, put that in there, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
Or any events that you've played, write that in there, because it all sounds good. Even if you played first on the bill at an event and there was some big headlining bands or whatever, people aren't going to know that, and it sounds. You've got to pull people in, because this isn't only for media people or venues or industry people that want to get a quick idea of reading 2 to 3 paragraphs about the band. The other thing too that is a big thing that a lot of bands do, because of social media now, because you put in the bio on your social media, you don't have the social media links or all your website links written at the bottom of the bio. So when you're sending it as an email to people or applying for events or gigs, you should have that, like the social media, the Facebook, the Instagram, or website link, YouTube, at the bottom.
Yeah, when I have emailed promoters and events, I have included Bandcamp and Facebook and links and stuff like that.
Okay, because it's something that a lot of acts don't do, because it's a lot of the times it's up on your social media and you've already got the links to the social, or you're there on the Facebook page, so people, don't need that. And the other thing too is contact details. So for, say, if I look at the bio and I want to book the band for a gig, there's no contact details there. So how can I ring you or email you?
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's a
Something
good
to think
point.
about. And on your social media pages, you should also have that listed in the description and stuff like that, instead of expecting people to private message you or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Good point.
So the other thing too that you probably need to look at that goes in a bio and also a quote is, a bio or a press release is a quote from the band about what the band's about, what the album's about, or the tour, or whatever. Because a lot of these times these days, media don't have time to ring you or interview you, so they'll just cut and paste that out of there, and it'll sound like they've actually interviewed you, but it's just something that you've written that they've copied and pasted. So, like something about the band, something about the song or the album or the release.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if you've thought of anything already, or can go away and add that into it.
Yeah, could definitely have a think. I feel like the we take our music seriously but ourselves not too seriously maybe could be a good quote, kind of encapsulates the idea of the band. Or we can think of something else if you don't think that's very good.
So I think you need to extend it out a little bit more. But it's like, so what have you guys got coming up as well, which is part of the story of the bio in the press release? A new release or any shows? Or
Yeah, we're hoping to go into the studio soon to record a single, so that should be coming out hopefully next year sometime.
okay. Well, you'd put that at the end of it and say, we're entering the studio in December, January to record some new music that will be released in early to mid 2001.
Yeah.
At least tells people what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely. We can add that in.
And you can update that when you get further through.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Is there any questions you've got for me of bio or press release?
Oh, no, I feel like you've kind of covered everything I thought we thought we would. I knew it was a bit of an outdated bio and it needed a kind of a touch up from someone who's got a bit more experience writing and dealing with bands and this sort of thing. So yeah, that's been good.
So thanks Baxter and Brendan for joining us today here for the Turn Up Summit at Peace Run Records in Nambour. Hope you guys have got some info and help out of that for your bio and press release. And we will talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, David. Thank you.
Thanks for coming up, guys.
Thank you so much to Peace Run Records, to Sunshine Coast Creative Alliance, to Councillor David Law, to Racy and Lucky, Soul Bar, all our wonderful organisations and the people that are sending great support messages to our community, to Justin Shepherd for his wonderful filming, and to Donna Nelson for being a runner and helping us out so much today. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you to our speakers, Andrea Kerwin of Peace Run Records, Andy Ward of University of the Sunshine Coast, Cindy Vogels of Racy and Lucky, Irikanji, Justin Shepherd of Shepherd Red Productions, and Zabrishan. Turn Up would also like to thank Smart Grants, Q Music and the Queensland Government, Sunshine Coast Creative Alliance, Sunshine Coast Council, Soul Bar, Shepherd Red Productions, Peace Run Records, Racy and Lucky. Thank you for all your help in this project and your ongoing assistance to Turn Up. Thanks also go to Creative Alliance Australia, Live Music Office and Q Music for helping to promote these videos.